Good job. Keep up the good work. Very good. Very, very good. Hi everyone, it's Dara. So today's video, I want to talk about how to encourage your students. Now, as ESL teachers, it's very important that we encourage our students. Why? Because a lot of students, whether they're at a beginner level or at an advanced level, they may not feel encouraged as they're learning English. A lot of times we assume that when students take ESL classes that they're just eager and ready and they're happy and they feel so good about this process. In fact, a lot of times students are not feeling so confident. They don't feel encouraged. We really don't know always why students take ESL classes. Some students take it because they have to. Some students take it because they're just looking for social interaction. They're looking for a job or they're looking to go to college. So every single student has their own reason or their own purpose. And so we don't want to assume that everyone's going to feel the same way and respond the same way. As ESL teachers, we want to keep in mind that our students are learning, and so we want to encourage them in the learning process. We really don't want to just assume that they know the answers, and when they do have correct answers or they answer the questions correctly or they do well on their homework, we just look at them and okay. You always want to make sure that you can at least say good job, whether you give it a thumbs up or maybe you're nodding your head or maybe you're... Now, in my experience, one of the things I love to do is round of applause. Round of applause is a great way to encourage a student, and it's also a great way to praise them. You let the student know that they did a good job. When I give applause, one of the things I like to do is involve the class. The reason why I do this is because if one student or a group of students do a good job, sometimes it's more effective when you get the class involved as opposed to just you giving them the round of applause. Now, keep in mind, some students may be a little shy about this. I've had classes where I've gotten everyone to say, let's give everyone a round of applause, and we all clapping at the same time, and the student is literally like, don't want to be seen. And this is okay. It's just a way to let the student know that we acknowledge their good work or that we acknowledge them for doing a good job. Another way you can give a round of applause to a student and get the classmates involved is when they are trying. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting because I've had colleagues who've told me, why would you praise a student for trying? If they got the answer wrong, why are you praising them? Here's my reason. For me personally, I believe that when you encourage students when they're trying, that will make them keep trying. If you just look at the student and say, okay, wrong answer, and then move on, or you praise the student, maybe there's one student who always gets the answers correctly, then that student who's trying may start to feel discouraged. And maybe he or she might say, you know what, I'm going to get quiet now. I'm not going to participate as much. I'm not going to answer the question because who cares? That student always does well, so let him answer the question. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure that when you praise students who are doing well, praise the students that are also trying, because that's the whole point. They are trying. Now, for those students who are not trying and it might be sitting in the back of the room and maybe they're not participating, you don't have to necessarily ignore them. You want to encourage them to participate. So in this case, you may go up to the student and do a practice with them. Maybe there's an assignment and it's conversation practice. You as the teacher go to that student and practice with them. If you see the student trying, compliment them. Good job, so-and-so, let's try again. Or you might say, no problem, so-and-so, that's the incorrect answer, but let's try one more time. Keep up the good work. These are just different ways that you can still encourage your students, even if they are shy, even if they're not willing participants in doing the assignment. But it's a good way to keep everyone encouraged. You don't want to favoritize. You don't want to separate. The mistake that some teachers make, in my opinion, is sometimes we get so comfortable with this group of students that's always doing well, that the students who may be a little so-so, we tend to ignore them, or sometimes we don't put as much focus on them because we're comfortable that this group over here is always doing well. Another way to give encouragement is thumbs up. Sometimes I like to do this, or I do 2 thumbs up. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, you do not have to. I've even seen teachers do this. It's like, good job. Yeah. If that works for you, then by all means. Now when I say do this, I don't mean you're going directly to the student and pointing like this. There's a difference. You're just keeping a distance between you and that student when you're doing this. This is comfortable. When you start to point directly at students, this is where it becomes a little intimidating. So you want to be careful with that. When you are giving a compliment or you're praising a student or your students, say the whole class, you want to give good eye contact. You don't want to say, hey, good job everybody, but your eyes is only focusing on this group of students. You want to look at the whole room. Good job everyone. Let's try again. You see, you want to acknowledge everybody, because again, sometimes we do this and it's not purposeful. We might just look, say, on this side of the classroom and we're praising everyone, but we're only looking at this side as opposed to looking at everyone and including everyone. Nodding is a very good way also to acknowledge. If you don't feel like doing this or even doing this, you can just nod. You can say, good job, keep up the good work. Now, I don't mean you have to put your neck back like this. No, that's a little extreme. Plus, it will hurt your neck. Just a little nod. Now, nodding is also another way of acknowledging someone or to say hello. So, again, use this with caution. If you're doing a lesson, for example, of greetings, and as part of your lesson you taught your students that nodding is another way of acknowledging someone or to greet somebody, then if you use that to compliment or to praise a student, you might want to let them know that, because if not, and I've made this mistake, and you say, oh, good job so-and-so, they're going to say, hi teacher, because they know that nodding is another way of saying hello, and so you want to keep the two separate. Now this one, you have to use your own, I don't want to say necessarily common sense, but you have to go with your own judgment. Sometimes what teachers will do is pat a student on the shoulder. This can be good and it can be bad, because anytime you're touching someone, you don't know how a person may feel about that. So again, go use that with caution. If you have a student in the classroom and you feel comfortable and you say, good job so-and-so, and that student's okay with that, no problem. But you want to just keep it at a pat. You don't want to grab their shoulder. See, this is different, okay? A pat on the shoulder. But again, it's really not recommended as teachers to do that, because this can turn very controversial very quickly. In some cultures, it's considered disrespectful for women to touch men or for men to touch women. It's also considered disrespectful as someone in an authoritative position, such as a teacher, to touch a student. So again, this one I would really be very mindful of, be very careful. I have had sessions where I've taught ESL classes where it was a full class to maybe a small group where I'm maybe tutoring someone. And there have been times where I said, oh, good job so-and-so. And it was perfectly fine and perfectly innocent. But there have been other times where I made that mistake and I said, good job so-and-so, and the student's like, what are you doing? Because that's not considered appropriate in their culture. So you have to be very careful with that. Another thing to keep in mind too is sometimes the same goes for hand touching. And what I mean by this is sometimes what we, I don't know if this is common in other cultures, but I know in American culture sometimes we tend to put our hand like this, like, oh, how are you? Or good job. And we just touch the person's hand. Again, this is very personal. I would personally not recommend this. What I would recommend is if you want to acknowledge a student and you want to use your hand, extend their hand to shake. I have done that, and I find this to be very effective, because then it feels more professional to shake someone's hand as opposed to putting your hand on top of another person's hand. Body gestures, body languages are very, very helpful in the ESL classroom, but you have to be very careful and aware of the culture of the students in your classroom. You don't want to do anything to offend them, and if you ever find yourself in a situation where you are encouraging your student and that student may be a little resistant, or they might say I don't like, or any response is kind of negative, ask them why. Sometimes it may not be necessarily something you're doing, maybe that's just their personality. It could be a personal thing, or it could be a cultural thing. As new teachers, even as experienced teachers, sometimes we will make mistakes, and this will happen, and we don't always know all the answers. We can only be but so careful, but you always want to maintain that respect. And as long as your students know that you're being respectful and that your intentions are good, you should not have any problems. But the best way to encourage your students is by doing things like thumbs up, nodding, giving a round of applause, something like this, or even a handshake is fine. One thing I used to do when I used to give homework assignments is I would buy these little smiley stickers, and I would stick the smileys on their homework. Some people might find that childish, but my students seem to like it. Again, you're the teacher, you're the one in the driver's seat. You go based on what's comfortable for you and what's comfortable for your classroom, and it depends on the nature of the students and the class. If it's a class that says focusing on business English, you may not want to put a smiley face on that person's report because it might just look inappropriate. If it's more of a conversational class where it's very informal, then this should be okay. But again, you make that final decision. You always want to make sure that your students are feeling comfortable and are encouraged. The reason why is because if students do not feel encouraged and they don't feel comfortable, the learning process will become harder for them, and in fact they will become resistant. So you always want to encourage them and let them know it's okay, good job, keep up the good work, or as I like to say, try your best. If it's an advanced class and a student asks you, teacher, because I've had this happen to me, teacher, I don't think I'm doing a good job. I don't think so. I think you're not telling me the truth. You can let them know, yes, I am telling you the truth. You are doing a good job because you are trying your best. So even at that moment, if a student doesn't believe you or tries to challenge you, you still want to go right back to that reassurance that, yes, you are doing a good job because you come here every day. You're doing a good job because you're doing your homework. You're doing a good job because you're participating. You're asking questions. This is all part of the learning process. So even if your test score is not the highest, or even if your grammar is not the best, the fact that you come here every day and you try, that is a great thing. And this is what you always want to give that reassurance to your students, so they know that whatever they do, whether good, bad, or in between, that they all are doing a good job because they are all trying their best. Adults at times do have this belief that they need to know everything before they enter an ESL class, or any class for that matter, and they forget that we're all adults, yes, but we're still learning. We never stop learning. So it's okay if they come in and they don't know everything. You may be surprised that as you're encouraging your students, that they in fact may be encouraging you. One way students encourage us teachers is they show up every day. They smile when you talk to them. They do their homework. They answer your questions. They participate in classroom assignments. That's encouraging. So again, encouragement is not just we giving the students encouragement, but students also encourages us. And by students encouraging us, that makes us better teachers. So it's definitely a two-way street. So I hope this video has helped you as the ESL teacher out there to encourage your students. Don't get too wrapped up in the lesson to such a point where you forget to say, good job. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.